Hey posers, welcome to another one of the Black and White Delights reviews of SmackDown. First off, I'd like to say to Jerichoholic, you little ankle-biting, Cena-sucking, Canadian dating piece of crap. Who do you think you are? You know, I give you the opportunity to review SmackDown on the Revolution site last week just because I was out of town. And you have to come in here and trash on the Revolution? You know what? That ain't how we work. We deal with posers that act like that, like wrestling fans. You wanna start something? That's fine. You want some? Come get some. But I'm gonna reveal a little secret of yours. Everyone knows that you're a Justin Bieber closet fan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start calling you Bieberaholic. Bieberaholic. So, Bieberaholic, if you would like to start something, that's fine. I'll take you on and I'll take you out. Now on to more important things, like my new subscribers. Alright, we got WWE Samiri 619. We got MN8 Media. Mr. WWE Finest 786. Absolute in Itself, Ken Canuch, Jazzman 1188, Silent Warrior 211, SRZ Man or Zers Man 1, B07084 Ever. Let's jump into this week's SmackDown.
Get ready for the SmackDown. Ready for the SmackDown. How you gonna react when you're put on your back now? Cause there's no turning back when you're facing the SmackDown.
This week's SmackDown is in my backyard of Norfolk, Virginia. We kick off the night with, you know, all these tables, ladders, and chairs all over the place. I wonder if they're hyping the pay-per-view tonight. Start with an in-ring promo with Rey Mysterio. He comes out and he starts talking about the problems he had with Alberto Del Rio, blah, blah, blah. Really boring promo. I kid you not. It was really boring. Alberto Del Rio comes out and tries to save this promo. Does an okay job. This was not a great way to kick off SmackDown, in my opinion. I'm glad that they're kind of building this feud, but they went about it kind of the wrong way. It just kind of sucked. Rey Mysterio was up on top of the ladder. Alberto Del Rio climbed up with him. They were eye to eye on top of the ladder. Rey Mysterio took a shot at ADR, which is Alberto Del Rio. And then ADR, sorry, I'm going to try to abbreviate here. ADR knocked Rey Mysterio off the ladder. Rey Mysterio comes back and then throws Alberto Del Rio, he jumps on Alberto Del Rio with a double leg drop on the outside and puts Alberto Del Rio through a table. I wonder if they're going to have a tables match at TLC. First match of the night. Drew McIntyre and the Intercontinental Champion Dolph Ziggler versus the recently released MVP and Caval. First off, why would WWE.com announce that MVP was released last night and then have him on SmackDown the next night? They should have waited till the weekend to announce it. I mean, we all knew. Which, I mean, that's just, you know, MVP being released is just a whole nother bone I need to pick some other day, because I could go on for a while on that one. So, MVP and Drew McIntyre start off this match. They kind of do a lot of good work. These are some good workers in the ring. So, Caval then finally steps in the ring and gets some fast-paced action going on. There's a nice spot where MVP goes down on all fours, and then Caval uses him as a step ladder or as a stool, and jumping over the top rope and splashing right on top of Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. It was actually a really good spot. I thought it was really cool. It's kind of like a modification of the Hardy thing. Anyway, there was great chemistry between Caval and MVP. This could have been a great tag team, a great full-time tag team if they actually would have put something behind it. But in the end, Caval was going for a Dragon Sleeper on Dolph Ziggler. Vicky gets in the ring and starts the distraction. Drew McIntyre hits a club to the back of Caval's head while he's got Dolph in the Dragon Sleeper. Dolph Ziggler hits the zigzag, gets the 1, 2, 3. So, Caval loses, MVP gets released. Let's go to the Ranger ranking calculator and find out what I gave this match. 4 out of 5 Black Rangers. This actually was a great match. There was some good spots, some great chemistry between both of these teams. And it was good to see MVP one last time, I guess, before he'll be in TNA or ROH, I guess. I don't know. After the match, Kane comes out, chokeslams MVP tombstones Caval. Kane says that this show will not go on until Paul Bearer is returned to him. Okay. Edge says to come get Paul. He said that the games have been going on long enough, so Kane starts to head to the back and we go to commercial. We come back, we're in the backstage. Kane is screaming for Paul Bearer, and Edge is still kind of playing around with Edge's head, or with Kane's head, and kind of running around corners with Paul Bearer. Kane runs past a semi. He looks in the back of another semi. He sees Paul Bearer sitting there and behind a semi. All of a sudden, these heavy boxes fall on Paul Bearer. Or do they? Kane runs up, and it's a dummy Paul Bearer. Oh, wow. They fooled me. I really thought Paul Bearer got squished by those heavy boxes. That's something the WWE would probably do. Anyway, so Edge and Paul Bearer run off into the background, and Kane's still pursuing them. Match 2 of the night is Kofi Kingston versus Jack Swagger. This match started off pretty terrible. Like, it was really slow going, really kind of sluggish. And I get why they were doing it, because Jack Swagger's more the mat wrestler and Kofi is more of the fast-paced exploding action. But this kind of dragged out for a while. Once Kofi kind of got in the zone and started picking it up, Jack Swagger and Kofi had a great match. This was a really, really good match once they kind of got about the halfway point, and once the pace started picking up, this match was actually really good. Towards the end, Jack Swagger was going to go for an ankle lock. Kofi Kingston reversed it. Then Swagger shoved Kofi Kingston outside the ring. Jack Swagger was heading outside the ring to get Kofi Kingston. Kofi had a Trouble in Paradise from the outside mat while Swagger was getting outside the ring. So Swagger fell back in the ring. Kofi jumps in the ring and hits the 3. Let's go to the Ranger ranking calculator and find out what I gave this match. 4 out of 5 Yellow Rangers. It was a really good match. This match got decent time, and after the halfway point, I was really intrigued with this match. At the beginning, I was not. I was like, dude, this is a 2. But after the halfway point, after things started picking up, and this was like a 20-minute match, I think. 15, 20 minutes. So I really think that they put a lot behind this match. So I'm giving it a decent rating. Anyway, we go to another backstage promo with Paul Bearer. And Edge is pushing Paul Bearer's wheelchair, and Kane's chasing after him. And then Edge just shoves the wheelchair down the stairs. And guess what? It's another fake Paul Bearer. Or a dummy Paul Bearer, as we would call it. So, and then Edge runs off into the background with Paul Bearer, and Kane's in pursuit. Match 3 of the night is Chris Masters versus Rashing Rody Rhodes. This is a glorified squash match. I could have done without this match. Maybe because the first 2 matches got so much time, and the last match got so much time, this match had to get cut down a lot. But let's go to the Ranger ranking calculator for what I give this match. 1 out of 5 Green Rangers. There was barely anything notable about this match. It didn't do anything for me. Match 4 of the night was Layla versus Rosa Mendez. The only notes I have on this match is that Layla hit a beautiful layout neck breaker, which is her finisher, on Rosa Mendez, and Rosa Mendez has got a rack. I never really noticed. Rosa Mendez never really intrigued me until, all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, hey, she's got a nice rack. Alright. But, maybe it's just because my girl Tiff is gone. I'm starting to notice other divas kind of out there swimming in the waters, seeing who I might have to shack up with next. So sorry, Tiff. I've gone astray after a couple weeks. It didn't take very long. Anyway, let's go to the Ranger ranking calculator and find out what I gave this match. 1 out of 5, Pink Rangers. The only reason is because, as I said, there was a nice layout by Layla, and Rosa Mendez has got a nice rack. After the match, there was some stupid crap where Hornswoggle came out and Team Laycool made fun of Hornswoggle. Then Beth Phoenix came out and beat up Laycool. Then the Swagger Flying Eagle, or whatever it's called, Soaring Eagle came out. And then Beth Phoenix hit the Glam Slam on the Chavo Guerrero in the bird outfit. It was retarded. So retarded. Wasn't even funny. The main event. Match 5 of the night, the main event, Kane versus Edge. Winner gets to name the stipulation for TLC. This was a great match between two great competitors. I don't want to say there was any like really crazy notable moments, but these two guys really work well in the ring. This was a match, you know, I was a fan when I originally heard that they were going to feud back in 2007, you know, before Edge got his tricep injured, or I think it was his tricep, and he had to forfeit the title. But I was really looking forward to that feud, and now I'm seeing that this feud is well worth it. These two guys are great in the ring. They're great with promos. And this match was just proof. It was kind of a basic, straightforward match, but it still kept my interest the whole time. Nothing hugely notable, but the match got time. The match was worked perfectly. These guys were perfect. I don't even think I see a single botch in the whole match. In the end, what happens is Edge is actually using heel techniques still to win matches, because Paul Bearer comes on the screen and Paul Bearer says he can't take it anymore, and Kane has to come and get him. So Kane runs outside the ring, he starts running up the ramp, and as he's getting counted out, he kind of thinks about it, and Kane heads back to the ring, gets in the ring at the 9 count. Edge spears Kane and gets the 3 count, so Kane basically ran back to the ring to get pinned. Then Edge leaves. He says that the stipulation for the TLC is going to be TLC. All 3, tables, ladders, and chairs. Extremely stoked about that. I think these two will be great in that match. Then Edge says, "Fine, it's time to end this. I got what I want. Now you're going to get what you want." They go to the back, and you know, Kane's following him. Or I'm sorry, Edge says he'll bring Paul Bearer out. So Edge wheels somebody out with, of course, this back turn, because it's not Paul Bearer. Duh. I don't even know who it was. Might have been Ricardo Rodriguez, the Gaywad, or might have been Kung Fu Naki. I don't know. But anyway, the person was sitting in the chair and he was painted up and dressed up like Paul Bearer. Kane went up, he's like, Paul! You're not Paul. So, and then he basically beat the crap out of the guy who's tied up as Paul, posing as Paul Bearer in the chair. Kane goes to the back, and Paul Bearer is strapped to a truck that says, I think it's like, "We buy junk." I kid you not, the quote on the side of the truck was, "We buy junk." And Paul Bearer was chained in the wheelchair on the back of this thing. So Kane tries to go after Paul Bearer. Edge takes off in the truck. End of SmackDown. And I've got 2 minutes, so I'm just going to stop here really quick. Oh, wait. The main event. All right, let's go to the Ranger Ranking Calculator, find out what I gave this main event. 4 out of 5 Red Rangers. Great match. Great work. Ending was okay. I kind of like the fact that Edge is using heel techniques to win, even though he's technically the face. I think it's just a great play on characters right now. These two guys are awesome. Awesome promos, awesome feud, awesome build. I don't care what other people say. This is actually intriguing me more than Taker Kane, and I like Taker Kane. So I am very stoked about this feud. And plus, how many times, I mean, Kane and Edge have not feuded very often, so this is kind of fresh, too. So we need to just keep positive about this. Let's go to the Ranger Ranking Calculator to find out what I gave the match as a whole, or the night as a whole. Three out of 5 Blue Rangers. Just, I mean, the 2 crappy matches, which was Masters and Rhodes, and then the Divas match kind of hurt it. But but there were a bunch of good matches. I would recommend watching this show. Anyway, I guess that wraps it up for this week's SmackDown review. I'm Grumpy Cheeto and Biebercaholic. I'm coming for you because I am